This is Lexicon. I am once again showing off Civilization VI, currently free on the Epic Games Store. In the previous video, we started a game as the Canadian civilization, which is powerful if the map has a lot of cold space in it. And now we are going to briefly open our partially developed Canadian civilization and show off the interface, which will hopefully, by showing all of the information on the screen, I hope to show you the depth, but also the friendliness of this game.
And seen early empires rise and fall. Soon you will stand under the towering pinnacles of castles alongside your gallant knights. That is where the story of your people will be written. Just as the young apprentice learns to carry a sword, so shall you grow to understand your place in this world. You chose the sunny ways, Wilfred Laurier, and made cheerfulness and courtesy the character of the Canadian people. Where others look to divide and sow mistrust, you inspire cooperation and understanding. Show the world that a unified people can forever stand the test of time.
The Civilization series, which has existed since the early 1990s, has, as far as I remember, always had the tagline, "Can you build a civilization that will stand the test of time?" You can see from this description that we have advanced to the medieval age. The powers are interesting. Wilfrid Laurier gets a bonus, but cannot declare war on city-states and cannot declare surprise wars. Since in my playstyle I never declare war on city-states, and I never declare surprise wars, that is not a serious problem for me. The huge benefit is that working tiles that are snow tundra or snow or tundra hills gives bonuses, and farms can be built on tundra terrain, which is a unique ability for Canada. So here we are. This is an unusual game in that we have not yet found other civilizations. We have found 2 city-states. We are their suzerain because we have placed more envoys at them than anyone else. The Nazca allow us to build Nazca lines, and Nan Madol give extra culture for districts that are on or next to coast or lake tiles. We do not have any of those yet. We have 3 cities. Montreal has a population of 3, Vancouver has a population of 3, and our capital, Ottawa, has a population of 9. We have built our first ship. It's a simple galley. We have a spearman. We have a trader, which is a non-military unit, but it builds roads when it travels, and so we actually want it to go to Montreal. No, we already have roads to Montreal. We do not have roads to Vancouver. So we will send the trader to Vancouver. Canada in this game is Protestant. We could have created our own religion and called it Fred. Our religion up here is currently has the goddess of the hunt. It believes in cross-cultural dialogue and feeding the world. It is a very nice religion. We have 2 cities following our religion. We don't know anything about these other religions. Judaism was built in the desert. Islam has a faster growth rate. Hinduism has quite some development and quite a few followers. And Catholicism is working on production for military units, choral music, and cathedrals. So Catholic choral music in cathedrals, that's thematically appropriate. Islam has synagogues, go figure. Judaism has gurdwaras. I actually don't know what a gurdwara is, but in this game it provides faith, food, and housing. That's quite a powerful unit. Montreal, as you know, is next to Uluru, a natural wonder, and is building Petra. We really want to do everything we can to get Petra built faster. So we would like to build a granary, but that would take 130 gold, and we have 45, and we are getting 11 per turn. We are generating 8 tourism. We are generating 4 diplomatic favor per turn. We are generating a lot of faith, and we have a reasonable amount of culture and science. Remember that because of our cross-cultural dialogue, we get science bonuses based on the number of believers. We get plus 3.2 science. There are 2 tech trees in this game. We are currently researching construction, and we have set up our desires for the next technologies to be researched all the way up to technology number 6. Right now, we are going for military engineering, which will show us niter, which is used to make gunpowder. As you move to the right, each technology becomes more expensive. So going for a later technology at the expense of researching earlier technologies is a strategy called beelining. We are beelining for the niter because we want to know where it is so that we can settle near it and start harvesting it. That was the science tech tree. This is the culture tech tree, civics. Here we are doing more balanced development. Some civics give us envoys or governor titles, but all give us certain things. The feudalism gives us an additional food in each farm for every 2 adjacent farms, and gives +1 food to plantations. Civics can also open up world wonders. This is a good one. The +1 population in all cities when built. We only have 3 cities, so I'm not too eager to build it right now, and it has to be built next to an aqueduct, so we will have to build an aqueduct before we build that one. Our civics advisor is recommending naval tradition, perhaps because of the envoy, but I disagree. We want, the key part for me is the new government types. The first 3 governments come as a package. After that, you have to research each government separately. We are currently have a divine right monarch, which gives us this description of the 6 policy slots. These only had 4, 2 + 1 + 1. This one has 6. Eventually we want to get to 9. Democracy is my favorite form of government in real life, but it is not my favorite in this game. At this difficulty level on an easy game, I do not care for democracy's increase in the rate at which other countries like you, nor do I need fascism's gift for war making. Instead, communism, which gives production and science in this game, is very valuable. Eventually, we will progress further to distributed sovereignty, otherwise known as digital democracy, which will be the best one for us. It will make people happier at the cost of combat strength. Sometimes I turn people into cyborgs, which gives us a power advantage but a minus to tourism. Venture politics would be much more useful, except that the venture capitalists are a harm innovation while increasing production. So, and I usually want the science. So that is our long-term plan. Our current government, so that was the tech tree, the civics tree. Our current government uses this policy out of, and these are all of the other policies we could choose from. Red has to go in red squares, yellow has to go in the yellow, green has to go in the green. The wild card can take anything. Purple can only go in the wild card, but you can also place green, yellow, or red. Since we are early on in building up the population of our civilization, I want a bonus to settlers, to production in cities, and to wonders. Am I actually building any wonders? Yes, I am building Petra. So let's see what's going on this turn. Right, we are sending to Vancouver to get the road. We are going to start exploring with a boat, and that's the turn. It is going to take some time to get to 120, and we have just entered the medieval era. And there's a World Congress. We do want our units to gain military strength. This can be very powerful if you're fighting opponents. But I see that somebody else also has a lot of influence, and it isn't vital to me now because I'm not about to fight anyone. Nevertheless, at a cost of just 4 votes, I did get that bonus, so that means that this is a barbarian. They will just attack in this game. And we are moving over here with a new settlement. So let's see whether that will increase the speed of Petra, which I really want Petra to be built. We built a new scientific research center in Vancouver. The campus gets +1 for each adjacent mountain tile, and we have 4 adjacent mountain tiles. So this is a very powerful scientific research center. Our science has jumped all the way up to 30. We will add a library. We also want our city to grow, and we eventually want to build another settler. In fact, we want to build the settler so much faster that we will swap that. Over here, we still cannot yet build the granary to speed up the growth of that city to make it easier to get to Petra. Now, we're going to use the foreign ministry, the government plaza, or the temple. We're going to build the temple first, and then the foreign ministry to gain diplomatic favor. As you saw, we were barely in first place in diplomatic favor. And that's just not good enough. We have to be absolutely, definitely in first place. Now, the game seems to forget that we can build farms on tundra tiles, so it did not give me the option. Did not show off the option. Oh no. Alright, we need some flat land to, oh, that didn't help. We need some flat land we need flat land to build a farm. So we had to buy our city expansion. Oh look. Uh-oh. There are 4 enemy boats and only 2 of ours. However, when your ship levels up, you heal. And we get +5 strength against naval units. So that is very important. I do not want to use that resource because I don't have the ships to defend the ocean. I know that that said 1 turn until border growth, so I will harvest this silver next turn. Ottawa is growing even further. Now our farms, if we get 2 farms next to any one farm, because of feudalism, there is a bonus. Now, where are we going next? We eventually want to head towards the next government. But right now, this wonder gives culture on tundra tiles. Actually would be worth building. And then we will just run up the center towards the next government type against the instructions of our advisor. We will hope that boat heals. We will hope this boat survives. We will get a temple next turn, and the temple will allow us to enhance our religion. Our boat did indeed survive. It is going to go home to rest. Now that we have a temple, we can build apostles. At the moment, our religion has 2 blank belief slots. We can unlock 1 slot for each apostle. And that is very powerful. Alright, now that we have developed those 2 places, we might put a fishing boats here. I already am suzerain of these 2 things. At 6, I get bonuses in every temple. Okay, that's actually useful. My faith in the faith generated by the temple should have gone up. We want to see if any of these are going to be theological debaters in case a different religion comes by, but that one wasn't. And what about this person? Well, they gain 100 gold for converting a city to the religion. That would solve that money problem. So, monastic isolation. Interesting. I don't think I've ever used that. I do like pagodas, and I like religious colonization. We'll start with pagodas because I am trying to gain diplomatic power. Now, our builder has only 1 charge left, so if he gets captured by barbarians, which is possible, there's the barbarian. It didn't quite do it, but this tells me that I can build a farm here, which I will do instead. This apostle will go to Montreal. It will take, in order for us to get the next apostle, we need 230. We have a fully healed boat. That actually is an artillery boat, which means it shoots at us and we don't get to do damage against it when it attacks us. So we do want to get rid of that. We just discovered military engineering, and that means we have revealed the Niter resources, including one right at home in Ottawa, and not much else on the map that we can see. And we've got horses here too. So we are going to eventually want to build a builder, and then I think another settler. So what happens if this ship goes out here? It gets a promotion available, so assuming it survives that turn, it will be able to heal with the promotion. Great eruption. That's why you don't build cities next to volcanoes. So we will send this ship back home where it will heal, and we're going to give it movement instead of combat strength. That's always a difficult choice. Our first one had more combat strength. This one had more movement. Now our governor there where I want to build Petra is about to get plus 20% food growth in the city, which would be nice. Now, and are we going to convert? Yes, we did. Because we got 100 gold when we converted Montreal, that means that we can try to purchase the granary. And as you can see, our growth rate increases. Still worried that we won't be able to build that one before it gets built by someone else, but these are the risks that we take in the game of civilization. Now it is telling us that these are good city spots. That one on the coast is particularly interesting. I would actually tend to think that this would be a better spot. So I'm going to ignore my advisor and send this one here. At some point we might want to go over there, but not right yet. Now let's see if we can convert anyone else, and let's see if we can generate another apostle. Not yet. So, and turn. Now can we buy another apostle? Clicked on the wrong thing. Yes, we can buy another apostle. In addition, we are looking at our error score. We are above 45 but below 56, so that would give us a normal age. We would avoid a dark age, but we would not get a golden age. Now I know that if we add one more belief to our religion, we will get 3 or 4 steps towards that golden age, which would be very nice. So let's see what happens here. I just don't want our religious unit to be killed. Let's see if we can get rid of that. We did. You will retreat. You might not survive. We shall see. And now we do not get a debater, so we will enhance our religion. We like religious colonization. All of these are valid choices, but I choose religious colonization because I want to build a lot of settlements, and I want them to have my religion the moment they are built. And this will be very nice because we managed to get religious colonization before our next settler arrived at the destination. Ooh, that is a ship in danger. Ship will run. We do not have art museums, so the 6 there would not be useful. We get another governor title. Grants. I do not need enhanced points until, well, that's interesting. Alright, let's build that there. I do not need enhanced points until I have something other than a religious district in that city. So, let's see here. Settlers do not consume population. Well, that's quite nice. I might eventually switch these two around if I start building a settler there. Did we get another 100? We did get another 100 gold. That is very nice. We're going to keep this. We're going to keep this apostle back here because they fight religious conflicts to defend the religion. Our slinger has arrived at the destination. You are going to... Uh-oh. Well, that is not good. So we might lose a boat here. We didn't.
The 3 great elements
We are
of
not
modern
going to
civilization.
change our form of government. Quebec. Could use St. Basil's, but it would take 67 turns. So let's build another builder. Let's see what other types of holy site, other types of site we would like. An encampment might be interesting. The harbor would work, but we're going to build an encampment here and see how that works. Now, theocracy would give us an extra yellow slot, but monarchy has 2 wildcard slots. Religious strength in combat, we aren't doing religious combat. We prefer the bonuses to housing from walls, and particularly the bonus to our diplomatic favor. Nazca, I'm going to send this to Nazca instead of Tanan Madol because those barbarians are looking scary. That will give us faith, though. I actually prefer culture, and that will make a better road. So I will risk the trader there. I also want to get those horses. And now we have a new settlement with cattle, monument, ancient walls. In a city that is on my border, I build walls fast. In a city that is not on the border, I would wait a bit to build the walls. Here is a great example of when walls are valuable. So we have a barbarian approaching a weak ship. The walls did not do much damage, so we are going to hide our ship in the city. Vancouver is in the middle. It does not need walls. It could build Machu Picchu. Interesting. And that, so let's see. Would that add an adjacency bonus? +2 science for each. No, it wouldn't. Interesting. But Machu Picchu gives mountain tile adjacency bonuses for other things, which is very valuable. In addition, our religion allows us to produce +1, +4 faith per wonder. So building that wonder will increase our faith generation. Now this is a big question. Where will the next settler go? I think we want to move this person out to about here to claim that iron tile. I don't see any other military resources. Once the settler is built, I do want to get a builder to get our gunpowder. We don't have any technology that can use gunpowder yet. I'm going to save the game. Once again, we are using a low difficulty level. We are using the fastest game speed, and I find that this makes the games go quicker and be more fun. This was recommended by a Civilization VI streamer whose name I forget. I would love to know. So there we are. We are at under 30 minutes, and I hope I've shown you some of the complexities of building a civilization even before we meet any of the AIs.